rebuilding. A catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40. We focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 168 of the Silverback Blueprint Podcast. No TV for 30 days. So guys, one of the things I'm trying to do all the time is set myself up with little challenges, something that's different, something that's uncomfortable, something that's going to force me to do something more productive or look inwardly, or just test myself. And I'm really happy that I'm kind of in that place now where I feel that I can take on some of these challenges. I'm feeling a lot healthier, a lot fitter. As I said a few episodes ago, down 30 pounds. I'm looking to drop another 70. So because of that, I'm feeling more energetic, and I want to keep the momentum going, and I want to keep those small challenges going. Because I think when we challenge ourselves, we hone our skills. We also learn things about ourselves. Some of it good, some of it bad, and some of it just what it is. And we won't know these things until we test ourselves. So I decided that I wanted to do something that would affect me a little bit. You know, TV is sort of like a double-edged sword. It's entertaining, and it's nice to get away from things a little bit, to unplug, but it quickly can become a rabbit hole that you go down, and 3 or 4 hours later, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're messed up because you just got caught up in that hypnotic stance between you and the couch and the TV. So what I decided to do, and I started January 5th, I believe it is. So like 2 days ago, I've been thinking about this for a bit, and I said, you know what? No more TV. No Netflix, no movies. That's a big thing for me. I like the movies. So I'll be excitingly talking about movies next month that have been out for a long time, but I haven't seen yet. But I'm doing it because I have some goals I want to hit in early 2019. I have some focuses I want to be in, and I want to go all in on a few other areas. So what I want to do is I want to take away some major distractions. And for me, TV is one of them. I think for all of us, TV is all, there are a few people out there, we don't have a TV and stuff like that. I'm like, at first I thought they were crazy. Now I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty cool, right? It shows that, you've made that commitment as a whole, or people don't have cable, they just have Netflix or whatever. The whole point is to do something that's going to make you uncomfortable, but that's going to move you towards a more positive result. So dropping the TV for 30 days, the only rule I have is that if I'm doing something and I need to learn something on YouTube, how to do something, then if I will use my TV and I Chromecast off my phone, that's the only thing I do. But other than that, there's no sitting and watching TV in the evening. There's no sitting and watching TV on a Saturday afternoon. So to force me to become more productive and do more positive things, if you will. But what I really want to see is, what is it? How am I going to spend that extra time? Right now, ideally, I'm going into this to be more productive. Like I said, I have some goals. I'm working on some new technologies for T-shirt printing and stuff that we're doing for the brand, for the clothing line. So I'm setting some of that stuff up actually up in my home office so I can work on it. So I'm definitely going to be filling that void with something. I just want to know what's that going to feel like, what's that going to look like, because the rest of my house is going to be using the TV. We've got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 TVs in the house. My family's a big hockey family, so they love watching the hockey games and stuff. They like the movies. Everyone's got their shows, right? And I'm not here saying if I'm not doing it, you're not doing it. That's not the way it should work. So it'll be interesting to see what that like. It'll be interesting to see what that social interaction becomes. Because a lot of times you're sitting on a couch together, but you're not really talking to each other, right? Because you're engulfed on watching the show. In fact, what usually happens is the TV's on, there's a show on there, but everyone's got 1 or 2 devices out at the same time. So they're either on their iPhone or their laptop or their iPad, right, while they're on watching TV. So it'd be pretty interesting to see what that's all about, what that looks like. Because it's going to be kind of a physical separation, because if everyone's hanging out in the TV room, well, then I'm going to be hanging out in a different room. right? So in my home office, at the gym, if it's, that kind of thing, a little too cold to hang out in the garage. It's January up here in Canada. One day it's -15, the next day it's +4. It's crazy. But just not a comfortable place to hang out and stuff. But I'm always, now I'm at a point where I'm no Tim Ferriss where I'm like, hey, let's try this experiment and socially on ourselves and stuff like that. Far from it. But I am at a point where I want to see how I handle different things and what becomes of it. And what's the net effect of taking something away or adding something? A lot of times we're adding stuff. We're adding physical activity. We're adding reading. We're adding rituals and stuff. That's great. But what about taking away the things, taking away distractions, taking away things that suck up a lot of our time? There's another one too where you can turn a challenge where you can do, no social media for 30 days. Now, I'd have a hard time with that because we use it for our business, so I might have to do a business-only type thing. But I'm one of those guys that's on their phone many, many times throughout the day. If there's any noise, I check the phone to make sure the internet's okay, right? So it'd be interesting to see if I do some sort of challenge down the line, what that would look like, what that would feel like. Yeah, there's some guys out there say, they get up the first hour, they don't even look at their phone, they don't look at their emails, they do this, this, and this. I'm not there yet. It'd be cool to get to the point where your shit's all together enough that you can be that way. But again, I can see myself trying that and moving towards that. But the whole point of this is as you get better at something, find something else to challenge yourself. Just so that daily things matter. Things matter. I don't want to have days anymore where I just get up and go through the motions. The next thing you know, I'm home and I'm going to bed. I don't want that dull drudgery, that cog in a wheel feel. I don't want that. I don't want constant chaos either where I'm like, all right, what's happening today and what fire are we putting out and that kind of stuff. I don't want that way. I can easily slip into that mode. So I want to turn around and say, what can I do to be purposeful every day? Eliminate the distractions, focus on the things that are important to me, and learn to see what that balance is like. So I'm pretty excited to see what the 30 days of no TV is going to be like. Am I going to catch myself watching instructional videos on YouTube on how to macrame? I think if I do, then I'm cheating, right? That kind of thing. But last night I was watching, how to heat press a leg on a pair of track pants. And I've been wanting to do that for a while. So I'm like, oh, well, this is a good time to do it. Let's do it. So it's about taking that and making it positive and doing something with it overall. But I'm interesting. I think it's cool that I'm in a position where I can try some different things like that. And when I sit back and I look at it, I wasn't ready to do that a year ago. I wasn't ready to do that 5 years ago, right? So it's cool to see that things are evolving and I'm trying different things just to see what it's like for me. And also knowing I have the confidence saying, like, listen, if I say it's going to be 30 days, it's going to be 30 days. I'm not worried about cracking after 3 days. So I think that's kind of cool to have that kind of confidence and that inner strength to know that you can do that. And I also believe that if I, once I complete this 30-day challenge, I'll be looking for another challenge. And something maybe a little more challenging because you build success, builds momentum, builds, skill set. So you always want to try something different overall. So think about it for yourselves. What would be challenge for you to remove for 30 days? We're always talking about adding exercise and adding good things and good rituals and stuff, which is very important. But what can you take away from your day? What can you take away from your life for 30 days that would be challenging, but yet would be rewarding? Think about that. What would that be for you? Maybe for you it's TV. Maybe for you it's social media. Who knows? Maybe it's not going out to the bar for 30 days. We're getting ready to run a 6-week challenge at the gym starting next week. And in the 6 weeks, the challenge is there's no booze. And I know I'm going to have people, they're going to turn around and say, well, I love my wine and I deserve my wine and my beer and stuff. And 6 weeks is a long time. And my answer is quite simple, right? If you can't give up something like that for 6 weeks, either you have very little discipline or you've got a drinking problem. It's one or the other. Because that's the only two situations that would stop you from doing it. If it isn't a problem, then focus on your willpower and don't do it and reap the benefits and see what that's like for 6 weeks without alcohol. If you just can't give up alcohol for 6 weeks, and you truly can't, well, you have a different problem. And that could be something that could be enlightening for you to look at and stuff like that. But again, at the end of the day, when we do a 6-week challenge, a transformation challenge, the word is challenge. Challenge ourselves, push ourselves, make ourselves uncomfortable. And this is where I believe we have gotten really weak as a society. A little bit of discomfort, and we're like, oh, I can't do that. What are my friends going to say? Fuck what your friends say, right? You're just using that as an excuse. You just want to use that as your out. The friends who are really friends, they'll be fucking proud of you for doing something like that for 6 weeks. The ones that aren't friends, the ones that don't like the fact that you're doing something that makes them think that they should be doing something, they're going to say something. But at the end, like I talked earlier, you're doing these things for yourself, to improve yourself, to test yourself, to challenge yourself. Because when we challenge ourselves, we rise up to the occasion. We make ourselves better. A lot of times when we run into resistance, what we do is we try to change our goals. Right? Don't change your goals. Double down on them. Work even harder. Look at what you've been doing. Take away the bullshit and the excuses. Because 9 times out of 10, we'll sit there and do something and we'll say we're going to do it. And we get to the end, we didn't achieve it. But we're not ready to admit that we didn't fucking work for it either. Be honest. Be honest with yourself and take extreme ownership, and things will fucking change. But start with small things. So what can you do? What can you take away for 30 days that's going to challenge you? Think about it. And make sure it is something that challenges you. And see what happens in 30 days. And write things down. How you feel day 1, how you feel day 7, how you feel. What are the things you're running into? Are you lonely because you took away going out with your friends? Well, what's that like? Do you have family? Do you have a husband? Do you have a wife? Do you have kids? Maybe you could spend more time with them. Maybe you should be spending more time with them. At the end of the day, you should be pretty cool hanging out with yourself. But if you don't like yourself, if you don't like who you are, well, you're not going to want to hang out with yourself. And that's what we often do, right? We want to avoid what we don't like. We want to move towards what's pleasurable, instantaneously pleasurable. We want to feel good now. We've come to a point where we don't ever want to feel bad for a second. So we always look for what's the next thing that's going to make me feel good. Is it booze? Is it sex? Is it money? Right? We don't want to be alone for a minute with our thoughts, so we are in front of the TV. God forbid we have to sit there and think about things in our own head because we don't like what we're thinking. We don't like what's there. So the easy work is just to block it out with something on the outside. The hard work is to sit there and figure out what it is and make some changes. So challenge yourself. Take away something for 30 days. And if you do it, comment and let me know what you did. Reach out to me, kurthaus@gmail.com. Let me know what you're taking away. Let me know what you took away and how it was. I think it'll be very, very interesting. Challenge yourself, guys. Very, very important that we do that. That's how we make ourselves better. And that's all I have to say for that. Head on over to iTunes. Please give us a positive rating, a 5-star review, or vice versa, however that goes. Head on over to Hostile Gear. Use the code word Silverback. Save 20% on your No TV for 30 days hoodie. And as always, guys, work hard, motherfuckers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, Kurt Haas here from the Silverback Blueprint. Listen, if you guys are looking to get a jump start on some change and really get things going, but you're feeling stuck and you just need that little push, I want you guys to head over to silverbackblueprint.com. I've got a cool 3-video series that we just put up there, and it's geared to help you within the next 7 days lose 10 pounds, sleep better, and think clearer. Just the right thing to give you that right catalyst to get started. So head on over to silverbackblueprint.com. Sign up for there. You're going to get 3 cool videos covering 3 topics that if you follow are going to make a big difference. Work hard, motherfuckers, and I'll talk to you guys later.